Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Design Sense. I'm Rod Gantis, and my co-host there in matching ensemble today is none other than Mr. Bill Elson.
Thank you. It's nice to see you, Rod.
Yeah, I'm glad we coordinated today. Seriously.
Well, you know how it is. We got the emails. So.
We do. And so who do we have today on the show?
You know, as part of our series of talking to local people, local industries and companies, we have a company who's really not that well known, but they've been in business since 1971. It's a family-owned business, and they originally started making a very ornate hand-carved furniture type, French type, you know, with a curvilinear. And the two brothers started it, and now the one brother's two sons are continuing it. And the name of the company is right behind you, called Fremarc Designs, and they sell to I don't know how many showrooms across the United States. We have a showroom here at Laguna Design Center. We're very fortunate to have that.
Yep.
And we were going to be interviewing one of the sons who's taken over the business, Michael Donenfeld.
And I'll see if Michael can join us from the green room. There he is.
There he is.
Good
Hi,
morning, Michael.
Thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate it. So I mentioned that a lot of people don't know, they've heard your name, but a lot of people don't know that you actually manufacture all your custom furniture, beautiful custom furniture, here in the City of Industry in Southern California. Now, I was a designer for many years in San Francisco, and I remember you from Northern California, and you had all the beautiful French style furniture with the curved legs, the cabriolet leg, and the snail foot. And you have managed, your company has managed to stay abreast with the design trends and what people are going through. And perhaps you could let us know all about your company.
Yeah, background of the company. It's a local Southern California.
Right. Actually, the company started, my father and his brother, my uncle. They started the company. They worked for another manufacturer in Los Angeles back in the 60s. And then in 1971, my father and his brother, my uncle is named Freddie, and my father is Marco. So Freddie and Marco is how the name became Fremarc Designs. And that started in 1971. And manufacturing here locally in City of Industry, California.
Very cool. Yeah, I always wondered where the name came from, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And then did you start in the factory with, I mean, not the, in the manufacturing department, watching the men make the furniture, or how did that work? You and your brother?
Brother and I, my brother and I, we running the company now. I was 11, my brother was 13. And we worked the summers in the factory, shipping and receiving. We were gold leafing furniture. Sweeping the floors, we did everything. So basically, we started at a very young age.
Now, Michael, is that prior to your your father and your uncle, was there a history of whether it's entrepreneurship or manufacturing or stuff in the family? How did that come about? I mean, and how long has the company been around? 71, right?
1971. We're approaching. We just had our 49th anniversary last week, and we'll be approaching our 50th year.
Congratulations.
So was there? Yeah, congratulations. And the quality. I mean, it's amazing. I remember being and just being in design school. I mean, you being a local resource too. It was wonderful. It's always been, and to Bill's point, that you guys have kept up with everything, and the quality has been consistent regardless of what style you guys offer. Was there a history of, like, how did they get into the furniture business?
Well, actually, my uncle Freddie worked for another company in Los Angeles for several years, and he brought my father along to help them with the company. My father ended up running the operational part of the company, and then they both left together. My father with the operational background, and my uncle with the sales. They formed the company and they started from that.
Very cool. Yeah, very, very cool. It's always nice to hear about these families, businesses and legacies that get passed on. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, congratulations. I mean, that's a very admirable position to have a company that sustains itself for that long, especially this day and age, everything seems to be, you know, outsourced and what have you. So tell us a little bit about the process, like what you guys do and how you approach your manufacturing, if you don't mind, Michael.
Well, my father, he likes to keep everything in-house. A lot of companies, they import, they bring things in from overseas, and we've always been very careful to control our quality and also our lead time. So by being able to, you know, do everything in-house, we make all of our own chairs, our own tables, all of our materials are all brought in to our factory and manufactured here locally in Southern California. That's, you know, we just like to keep control and have that high standard of quality.
Well, the quality has maintained throughout the 37 years I've been a designer, because I remember sometime, was it 25 some years ago, people were, like you said, were outsourcing things to other countries, but you've always stayed here true in California. And the quality really remains, and it's right up there with some top North Carolina manufacturers, in my opinion. And of course, you have those fabulous finishes that you've had for a long time, all the crackle finishes. And now you've introduced some new, more contemporary finishes, which are stunning. And you also provide custom finishes. Isn't that true?
Right. Now, right now we have 50 finishes in the line.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah.
Premium, that it will do custom finishes as well.
Yeah.
And then also on the surface of our finishes, we use a pre-catalyzed lacquer. It's a phenomenal product, and it protects the tabletops, where you can actually use the product instead of having just a pretty table that you can't use to dine on. Ours are actually able to use. They're very, very durable, and do a very good job with that.
You know, Michael, a lot of people, I mean, I like I said, I'm familiar with you guys from when I started design school here at IDI, Interior Designers Institute in Newport Beach. And I then encountered you throughout my tenure with like Hirsch-Bedner and WAT&G and like the hospitality giants. And it was always a solid, you guys have always been a solid go-to, and then especially with the customization and your capabilities of that, you know, in a sphere, you know, residential, you got quite a bit of work in the hospitality industry, and then you, because like I said, your in-house capabilities are the way they are, able to accommodate adjustments, finish combinations, things like that, that are kind of critical for commercial work, where they are, you know, branded, almost experiential kind of thing that layer into the design. So could you talk about that? Like how much your business tends to be residential? How do you guys basically market the business? Word of mouth, I'm sure, at this point after 40 plus years.
Right. Yeah, we primarily, we're, you know, I would say 80% residential and about 20%. We've done a lot of hospitality. A lot of it's been with public spaces, hotels, restaurants, country clubs. So we can do the hospitality as well as the residential. And the quality is the same that we put in the same product with all of our chairs, the way we manufacture everything. The same quality put into the hospitality is there for the residential product.
Well, and these days, unfortunately, some of the residential stuff out there does not kind of, in my like I come at it from hospitality. So it's like, even if I'm buying stuff for residential, I it has to meet a certain maintenance minimal requirement. It has to maintain a certain shelf life. And it's funny because you for your products, absolutely, like what you just said, your residential and your hospitality both stand the test of time, even though the demands on hospitality obviously a lot more. In a lot of cases, the residential product has become a little bit inferior depending on the source. And so it is very important that when people are investing in collections, whether it's a bedroom set or, you know, stuff that is going to last, that they are aware of how the manufacturing is and where it's happening, because it's not everything is created equal these days at all.
No, I totally agree. We use all the best materials, the hardwoods, the hardware that we use, and also too the quality, the people that put it together. We have artisans, our finishing department, our mill work, all the people that we have working with us. We have some employees that have been there for over 40 years that are still with us. And so, you know, they've been with us through the test of time. They've been very loyal, and they're very, very phenomenal, and they're very, very good workers.
So some companies I remember years ago were locked into that heavy country French look or Tuscan look and everything, but you've been able to position yourself more towards what people are looking for now. And how was that accomplished? Do you have in-house designers? I mean, maybe you can tell us that process. I find it very fascinating. That
where do you draw your inspiration, or like, if you will, read the tea leaves that you need to maybe adjust or come up with something else?
Yeah, well, basically we were very traditional country French, formal French, up until about 1992 or 3. And then we moved into the antique reproduction look, where we were distressing our furniture, larger scale chairs, larger tables, trestle tables. And that was very, very popular. And then from there, as time went by, I would say around 2008 or 9, the formal traditional country French, carved French looks. And then in around 1993, we started distressing, and we had an antique reproduction look that was very, very popular. Larger scale chairs, trestle tables, large scale pieces, mostly distressed. And then from there up until about 2008, 8 or 9, we moved into doing more of a transitional look, very clean line, using different materials with glass and mirror and other elements that were looking more transitional looking.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. I mean, the collections, the newer collections you have, the Beverly collection, the Metro collection, they're just beautiful. Perhaps I'm really looking at the buffet right there behind your shoulder and the bed behind your shoulder. And those are exactly what I'm talking about, the brand new look with the curvilinear, with some mirror. I like the channeling of the headboard. So, and I do know that now you do a customize your own buffet. Perhaps you could tell us something about that, please.
You build your own?
Build your own buffet. We have build your own buffet, which you see over here, and then behind you is build your own bed.
Oh, that's right.
The 2 newest programs. Last fall, we introduced the build your own buffet, and it's been phenomenal. We have like a buffet. We have different style door fronts. You could put mirror, glass, fabric. It can be 3-door, 4-door, 5 doors long. We can make it by the inch, how high you want it or how long. And most of what we do and a lot of other manufacturers is that we actually can customize here, and you can choose your own and have what you want by the inch.
So you're basically doing bespoke furniture is what you're doing, Michael.
Yeah.
Because when some people think about customizing, they may think, okay, so that means I have a standard box, I have a standard options, but what you are able, again, because of your ability to do this in-house, is you're able to, like you said, adjust the height, adjust the trim, adjust everything, and you're giving people that ability to do it. And is this, how are you executing that? How are people actually engaging with that program? Is it an online platform? Is it a by appointments? What are you doing?
What we've done is we have with our social media, we're promoting our Build Your Own Buffet program every month. We have this in brochure form, direct mail, and social media. So all of our interior designers, so all of our trade shows, we're promoting the Build Your Own Buffet, and also in all the trade showrooms where we're showing throughout the country, that represents Fremarc Designs. We'll have a buffet on their floor to show the product. And what's nice about it too, besides all those sizes and different variables, you can also choose your own finish. So make it your own. And
you can do the custom finishes as well. Any custom finish.
Custom finish.
Now, what about the bed behind you? How many? You can change the frame, correct?
Right. We have 4 different. We try to standardize it where everything is the same price. Same thing on the buffets. Whatever size you have or height, width, we have a certain grid, and that way you can price it all depending on which design you like. On the beds, we have 4 different frame styles. Behind me, I believe it's the detailed, which has like a detailed edge. We have a flat edge, we have a scalloped edge, and an upholstered frame.
Right.
So whatever frame you'd like, you can go horizontal channel, which you see behind me, a plain, diamond tuft, biscuit tuft, or whatever you want. And what makes us a little bit different is that we can go as high as you want. The bed behind me is 64 inches high. We can go 90, go as high as you want, or go lower. So it's to whatever you desire.
Well, and let me just say that I'm looking at your website while we're doing this, and I encourage everybody to go to Fremarc, FREMARC.com, and check this out. The way that you have it laid out is very intuitive. I mean, it's just so easy, and easy navigation, user friendly. For your own, build your own buffet. I am giggling a little bit, Michael, at the BYOBED,
Yes.
build your own bed. No, it's very clever. Actually, I'm just wondering, like, by the time you got done building your own buffet, now you're building your own bed. Yeah, I might need a drink on the nightstand.
Yeah, I don't know how many
It's
years.
very cute, very nicely done. Yeah.
But I was at Mandalay Bay, and they had just opened another part called the hotel, even though it was part of Mandalay anyway. So I went up to look at the rooms, and all the rooms had those 90-inch height headboards that I had never really seen before. I think this was in 2006 or 5 or anything. And I was just amazed how great they look. And then all of a sudden you started seeing that pop up in residential, and those higher headboards are really amazing for the houses that have the higher ceilings. So it goes to 90 inches. Is that correct?
Well, go as high as you want, because we can go up to the sky. So right now, the most popular size I would say is 74.
74.
We also do 48, which some people want a lower height. They might have a picture window or a view behind their bed.
Yeah, right.
So we're able to customize by the inch, however high they want the bed, and not many companies can do that.
And that's more common than you think, because in a lot of cases, especially houses that are in desirable locations now, tend to be on the older side. People are coming in and basically doing a lot of remodel on them, and in some cases, you want the view, you don't, that it is the location for the bed. Some of these rooms are not large, massive rooms. I did a couple of them where you're talking about $1.5 million, but it's a small, 1,500, 2,000 square foot house, basically, in a very popular area. So you're right. Not a lot of people do that. And you end up basically having to sacrifice. No, I can't really put the bed there because I can't get a headboard that fits underneath it or customizes it. I would also think, Michael, that with these programs, the way that they're so intuitive and easy to use, that again, I think I can see a lot of utility in hospitality and a lot of utility in sort of that commercial space, because it's easy. It's like, here it is. I have control of the finishes. Are you seeing that as well?
Well, definitely. The program began at the beginning of this calendar year, and of course, with the pandemic, we were not able to show our Build Your Own Bed program at market. Right. And we've had a lot of social media activity promoting the bed, and it's really starting to take off. And besides just with the sizes and the finishes and so forth, we also brought out a whole line of performance fabrics and vinyls. That way, it's an easy one-stop shop. You can pick your style, you choose your treatment, you choose your finish, and also your fabric.
Well, and a lot of
for the insert in the headboard, you mean?
Right.
The fabric for insert in the headboard you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Fabric insert.
And then, but you can still do COM, customers.
There's COM too. So if you want to choose your own, that's fine. But we do provide the performance fabrics. They're great. Right. And vinyls as well.
Very easy to clean. Yes.
Side rails.
You get the natural oils from your head on the bed.
Well, and standardizing it actually is very smart, Michael. I mean, not anybody probably could have predicted the pandemic and the issues that have come from that. But again, just if I may just stick with hospitality for a minute. I mean, we had an industry that got hit with 85% lack of occupancy. I mean, it's been horrendous, and the whole name of the game right now is, for whatever business you are, but especially in something where you're going to stay over, is how do I convey that my environment is safe enough for you to basically venture into it, let alone spend the night. And a lot of work is going into that. I mean, I'm hearing things like, the days of throw pillows are over because you can't really sanitize them, and things of that nature. So I think people, when I see something like this, I am encouraged and I feel empowered as a designer, because you are basically providing me with a set, defined parameter program that has set pricing, that has, which again, if pricing is always the case, it's critical. Now it's even more so for businesses that are trying to basically get back on their feet. So, knowing that going in, being empowered and carrying that with me as a designer, it allows me to service my customers better. So I really commend you on this. I think, probably you didn't plan on the timing exactly because of a pandemic, but somebody said to me the other day, Michael, I said, they were like screaming about something, what do we do or something like that. I said, I don't know. I mean, this is my first pandemic. How about you? Right. So it's like, we're all trying to figure it out as we go here, but this is very encouraging. So thanks for putting that together. I think it's very powerful.
And no more of those quilted bedspreads and hotels or those bed scarves, none of that anymore. So we're really lucky in Laguna Niguel to have your own freestanding showroom here. How many freestanding showrooms do you have? I mean, you're representative all across the United States, is that correct?
Right. When most of the design centers throughout the country, we are represented there. Sometimes we'll have our own showroom like we have in High Point, and then other locations we're represented in a multi-line showroom.
Yeah. So if you're in Florida, Texas, Maine, Philadelphia, you can always find Fremarc.
There you go. You can always find us. Plus, and also with our online presence too. There's so much ability and awareness now with the social media. We also have a phenomenal social media director. Of course, he's 25 years old, and great.
That always helps.
Efforts.
I have to tell you, one of the things that I think a lot of people don't know also is that, and again, I will point people to your website, fremarc.com, is you actually have, I don't know how known it was, but you've actually got it on your website now. You've got sample sales. You actually sometimes will do sample sales. And for the quality that your furniture is, which is absolutely stunning, and
the quality
you have on your website, and it's fremarc.com, you have actually a section that says sample sale, which is actually very nice. I mean, you're a large manufacturer, you provide a lot of high quality stuff, but even in there, and I have basically looked at that on occasion because there's some great deals on there. So I encourage people again to go to your website. Sorry, Michael, what was that?
We'll definitely sell something to you.
Yeah, no, and it's great stuff. It's like sometimes it's like it's seconds or something like that. And I'm like, no, this is good stuff. Go check it out. What kind of I mean, the industry has changed over the years, but what kind of timeline or time frame for those who maybe have not worked with you before, do you guys do on, let's say, a standard order or something with minor COM?
Well, it just depends. For instance, because we make everything in-house and we make all of our parts, some parts are in stock, depending what the item is. We have a standard industry of 8 weeks or sooner, but we can do things a lot sooner if we happen to have the parts. It just depends on the item. So basically an order will generate, 8 weeks, 6 weeks. And if it's something local, because you don't have to worry about the freight,
right.
Going for the local designer, we can get things out very, very quickly.
Well, then it has to get on the truck, and then the truck has to send it to the receiver.
Yeah.
Then the designer has to pay for it, and then they have to set up the delivery. So you have all those factors that once it's made, that you have no control over.
Wait, hold on. You mean it's not move that bus and it's done in 30 minutes? I mean, isn't that how it works?
You can't know.
So we have very good trucking line. We have 3 or 4 different carriers that move our product throughout the country. And they've been handling our product line for quite a while. They do a very good job. And we're in partnership with them. And we've had very good success on getting product out very quickly throughout the country.
So Michael, you've been in this, you said, you started shipping in a very young age. And let me ask you a couple of questions, because you don't usually get a chance to do this. In your case, it's a legacy company. You know a little bit, maybe some of the fun stories in the warehouse and stuff like that. What is one of the, and you customize, so what is one of the things that sticks in your mind as being like, well, that was an interesting order that we had to fill, or something like that you can share?
It's not really a specific order, because we see so many that come through. One thing that I would really, really enjoy is when we go in the back of the factory, especially in the upholstery department, where we're doing the headboards or dining chairs or lounge chairs, you'll see a frame that we might have had in our line for a while, where a designer has chosen a really interesting finish or a custom finish, applied a really interesting fabric, and put it together, and it looks so beautiful. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll photograph it and incorporate that or put it in one of our showrooms, because we see some of the things that these designers have put together with their creativity, and you know, we appreciate that. We get some really good looks and had some really good feedback. We've had some nice sales because of that.
And do you have designers in-house at your City of Industry location that help design the furniture, or is it like a contract basis, or how do you, I'm interested in hearing about that.
Well, over time, we've had people that we've worked with where we've contracted out designers to help us with our line, but primarily it's my brother and I, and we have a production manager that's very, very good guy. And we'll go to trade shows, High Point, we'll go to Las Vegas. And before, when there was more magazine publications, we were looking at just different trends. So we follow the trends very carefully. And of course, with the trade shows, we keep on top of it. So that's pretty much, it's a collective situation where we get a lot of heads together every 6 months to produce new product for our High Point trade show.
So what are you seeing now, Michael? I mean, it's kind of an unusual year. It started off with a real, you know, major business was active. A lot of stuff was going on, and then we got hit with this little 3-month kind of setback. What are you seeing? Do you see? Are you seeing us going back to that? I mean, it almost seems like impossible to go back to the old normal now.
Well, we're just moving forward. Our idea is that we're just looking forward and we're moving ahead. Before the pandemic, we were promoting our Build Your Own Bed program, and we went right through this pandemic, and we're getting orders in for the beds. Right now, we have quite a few in, and that was where our goal was, to create programs like Build Your Own Buffet, Build Your Own Bed. We're working on other ideas right now on Build Your Own other products, Build Your Own table, where you can choose your tabletop, choose your leg style. So we're getting more and more into the program, and I think that's where it makes it easy for the designer to use our line.
Yeah.
It shows the components, you can put them together, and it makes it easy for the designer to convey that to their clients. So I think that's our direction right now.
Well, there's a few retail furniture companies or furniture stores that have that capability, where you can pick your top, pick your bottom, pick your finish, right. But still from a design point, it's not as custom as you are, and it's not handmade. I mean, they probably make 1,000 tables a month, and you probably make 10 a month or something. Because the quality, like I keep going back to that, for me has stayed consistent throughout the almost 40 years I've been doing that, which is pretty amazing. So what excites you about, I know Red asked you about some interesting design, but what are you looking forward to on the next event for Fremarc?
Well, just basically
for this.
The home, we have the buffet, which is great for the buffet for the dining, and also for the media cabinets, which is very popular.
Oh, yes.
We have the bedroom program. We'll move into more tables with dining and occasional. Right. Move throughout the home and follow the trends and create programs that are easy for the designers to use in order for them to work with their clients and to move forward in that direction.
Now, you sell exclusively to designers, isn't that correct?
Correct, yes.
Correct. That's good to know. Yeah.
The higher.
Yeah.
Michael, question relevant to just business. It just struck me that, you know, you guys have been located in Southern California since 1971 from day one, and you're still in Southern California, whereas a lot of people are maybe, you know, exiting or relocating or outsourcing and stuff like that. And obviously I understand that your brand, you know, promise, if you will, is that in-house control, quality control. Do you see that that there's a benefit of being like local for local? I mean, what keeps you in Southern California? Because business climate is difficult here. sometimes. So I'm just curious. I mean, if you're comfortable talking about that, because I'm always looking for success stories and people that are making it work for them, and I'm just curious.
Well, basically, like I said, we started in 1971. It's a family-owned business. My brother and I, collectively, we're working on this together. We love where we live. We love what we do. We make phenomenal product. The quality is great. It's a niche what we do. I mean, you can purchase online furniture where it only comes in one size, one length, one finish. We like this. This has worked very well for us. We're very confident in what we do and how we execute when we make our product. And we're very happy with what we're doing, and we will continue to do so.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, it also speaks to your ability to innovate. I think that is critical in any industry. But I've always said, either something it's either a challenge or it's an opportunity. It depends on whether you're a growth mindset or a bunker mentality. And I can tell you are definitely a growth mindset. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at design from the 60s to now, you can see how it changed. We had that Tuscan look. There was, remember, the country French look. Now we have the urban farmhouse look. Who knows what we're going to have there in Palm Springs. We have modernism. I'm sure if you go back to Maine or Philadelphia, they have the Cape Cod look. But I think you have a huge variety of styles because you still have those beautiful hand-carved pieces and those wonderful finishes.
Right.
And they'll come back. I mean, those like to your point, like an interesting finish on that and a nice fabric and a combination with some detailing, and all of a sudden, wow, everybody wants one of those or two of those in their entry. Yeah.
It all goes full circle, but it always comes full circle with a little bit of a twist, something that's a little more modern and a little bit more current. So you have to stay on top of it, and you got to follow the details.
Are there any younger Donenfelds that are going into the busince, or what's happening?
I have 3 boys, and they're all in banking. They're maybe a little bit less, but my brother has 2 daughters, and York, and we'll see. You never know.
You never know. You never.
So it's always an unknown when it comes to family businesses. What the next generation will do. Yeah, it's part of the excitement, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I have. Thank you so much, Michael, for spending the time. I mean, it's a great company. We're really happy to be able to showcase it. You guys have always been a go-to.
Thank you very much for your time. Yes. Now remember, only designers. Fremarc Designs.
That's right.
So contact your designers if you want to do this. But go check out the website at Fremarc, FREMARC.com. It really is a really nice website, very easy to navigate. And I do not say that often.
No,
I don't. I'm critical on stuff like that. And I love your program. I really love the way you titled your bed, your build your own bed. That was very clever. Yeah. So
appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Take care.
Thank you so long.
All right. Bye-bye.
Again.
Bye now.